Welcome to the Effortlessly Abundant Life podcast, where we will dive into the mindset, spirituality, and practical tools to have more of what you want with less effort. I'm your host, Natalia, a mindset shifter, certified life and success coach, and hypnotherapist who is obsessed with making your life feel good from the inside out. So let's dive in today's episode in 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Effortlessly Abundant Life. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. We had the best weather this weekend in New York City in the 80s. So as you know, your girl is a summer girl in heart. So every time we get good weather, clear sky, beautiful weather and sunshine, I am out. In fact, I got sick this weekend on, I believe it was already Thursday night. I was feeling kind of like not myself and feeling kind of, you just feel when you are getting sick. And I was like, oh no. And I just let myself rest as much as possible, drink my juices, just give my body whatever it needs. And literally on Saturday and Sunday, I just told my husband, let's go outside. Let's just go for a little stroll with our baby, who's not a baby anymore. He's a toddler. I can't believe my son is 14 months right now. And he's a toddler. So we were just taking a stroll at Hudson River. We went to the pier. It was, I believe, on 22nd and 3rd Street. It was just absolutely beautiful. Frying Pan, if you know this, really cool restaurant. It was opened. So we just had a nice lunch and just walking, enjoying the sun, getting some sunshine and grounding barefoot on the grass. It was just the best, guys. So if you guys are not feeling well, and I know transitioning from weather to weather, season to season can cause some of our immune system to go a little crazy. So do yourself a favor, instead of just locking yourself inside your room and just, kind of isolating yourself from the world, take yourself outside. And if the weather is good and there's sunshine, just sit there, soak the sun. Let me tell you, this is the best doctor, and you're just going to feel healed from outside in. Okay. I'm so excited for today's episode, guys, because we're going to talk about something a little bit controversial, something that is not being talked in the manifestation world and community. And I promised myself that Effortlessly Abundant Life is going to be all about truth, is all going to be about talking the stuff that are not being talked regularly. We're not just going to talk about the 5 steps to manifesting your best life, all the hacks, all the tricks, all these stuff is great. But I really want to go to the next level of manifestation, to the stuff that actually keep us stuck. And I think this is something that a lot of these gurus, coaches, leaders, mentors, whatever you want to call them, on Instagram and everywhere, they're just not talking about it. And I just felt that is just wanting to come out of me. So I invite you to open your mind, open your heart, and take a step back from whatever you think you know, and be open to hear and maybe get inspired from something that is something you maybe not thought you will connect to, but maybe you can definitely learn from and see what parts you are relating and what parts you're not. Toss or take whatever feels good for you. But I really want to address how manifestation actually can become toxic. And from somebody who is using law of attraction in my journey, right, with my clients, with my students, I definitely don't think law of attraction is a bad thing, right? Like anything else, money is not good or bad. It's a tool, right? Law of attraction is a tool. It's a law of the universe. It's one of the laws of the universe, can be used for good or bad. But I really want to talk about, not about manifesting something bad for humanity or for somebody you love, or whatever that is. I'm not talking about that. That's a separate thing. I'm talking about where manifesting actually can be masked. Our ego is actually masked in the manifestation and can cause more anxiety for us and more separation from ourself and source in a way that maybe you didn't think about. Okay. By the way, I'm recording from my building common area on 54th floor, which we have the best view. And I just felt like I want to be in this ambiance. So let me know if you like this kind of background. It's the sunset is already happening, but we're going to enjoy it as much as we can. So let's dive into it. The ego is a very interesting thing. When we think about the ego always wants to be something it's not, right? It's always want to have an identity. It's always want to have the next thing. It's always want to have things or become a thing to feel valued and worthy. And for somebody who used to be a hustler, who used to be a hard worker, who used to be somebody who just wanting the best, be the best, always be on top of her list and on top of her shit at any area. It was pretty exhausting. And you always see those self-development mentors out there. Oh, you got to hustle to get whatever that is that you want. You got to work hard. You got to wake up at 5 a.m., 4 a.m. club, 5 a.m. club, 3 a.m. club. God knows how many clubs there are there. But it's always that notion and motion that we are using self-development as a tool, or the ego use it as a mask, right? And that's how I felt with overworking myself actually more and separating it from who I actually am. And let me explain to you something, because maybe I'm not explaining it correctly right now, but just stay with me. You're going to get it. So manifestation, when we think about manifestation, is something that we want to call in that we don't currently have, right? When we want to manifest a relationship or that spouse that we desire to have, or a kid that we desire to have, or money that we desire to have, career, fulfillment, lifestyle, whatever that is that we want, we don't have it currently, right? That's why we want to manifest it. We want to bring it into our life. The problem with that, when we do not accept where we are first, wherever that is that you are right now in your life, and you're always chasing the next thing, and you're always calling in the next thing, and you always want to attract the next thing, your ego is almost masking itself into that kind of like, oh, I'm manifesting, oh, I'm spiritual, I'm awake, I am doing this, I'm doing that. And you always feel this like restlessness inside of you. Still, it's a little better, but it's still there. That almost like this low-key anxiety in you that is always feel the urge to kind of like bring in the next thing, bring in the next thing, bring in the next thing, bring the next car, shoes, bag, relationship, and always want more and more and more and more and more. Now, this reminds me when I was in the self-development and always chasing to the next goal, to the next goal, to the next goal, to the next goal, and always feeling unfulfilled, because the second I would get that goal, I was always looking to the next goal and the next goal. And I would be exhausted, and I would feel always feeling the lack more of having it, and I would feel the lack of it because I always felt like there's a gap between where I am and where I want to be. And I can never reach it. It's almost like having a carrot, you know, that cartoon that you have a carrot hanging right in front of you, and you're running and you're chasing and you're chasing and you're chasing. No matter how fast, no matter how good, no matter what, you're always chasing. And this is where we need to be super, super careful. And trust me, I love manifestation. I love the law of attraction. I use it myself and I use it with my clients to bring in more of that being a vibration match to whatever that is that you want to call in. Absolutely. But let's not forget that the ego is super creative and super manipulative, and it can use this whole spiritual, trendy manifestation vibes and all these stuff to mask itself and that feeling and notion of not being there yet, not being enough, not having enough, and always rushing to the next thing, calling in the next thing, put vision boards of the next things we want to call in. But yet, we're forgetting to live the life that we have currently and be fully present and understand that whatever that is that you want to call in is already lives within you. Because in the end of the day, all we want is what? Do we really want just the car, or we want the feeling of having? What is it going to make me feel? Or do I really want just a relationship just so I can say I'm in a relationship? Or I really want to feel loved and appreciated and feel deeply loved and deeply understood, right? These emotions and feelings I already have in me that I can tap into any given moment. And instead of looking to the next thing and the next kind of result or number or thing, I want you to start breathing in and accepting and loving who yourself first. Don't forget that if you don't love who you are right now, it's going to be very hard for you to call in whatever that is that you desire. I'm going to say it again because it maybe sounds wild, but it's super, super important to understand. If you're not accepting and loving yourself truly the way you are right now, without having that thing, without being perfect, without being whatever you think you need to be in order to be happy and feel like you made it in life, it's going to be very hard for you to bring in whatever that is that you want, because you got to love yourself fully, 30, 60 degree, fully in your quote unquote worst and best. Not having it and having it, it doesn't matter. It's about loving you and accepting you and know that you're worthy and you're loved and you are exactly where you're meant to be and you're actually happy in whatever you are in your journey, because it's not about having it, the thing that you want. It's about actually living fully this moment right now, tapping into this emotion of having it already in your life right now. Find where you can be grateful and truly find this understanding that nothing is just given. It's, oh my God, I have this room right now where I can just record to you with this gorgeous view and share this wisdom that comes through me with you. It's not a given. I don't care if 5 people listen to me or 500 people listen to me. It's not about that. It's about me feeling good about myself right now, even if I didn't, quote unquote, made it. And this is why I see so many people almost hating manifestation, because it's almost make them feel worse about where they are, and they feel they're bad at manifesting, because it's, again, our ego is trying to wrap itself in this manifestation tricks, doing all these, vision boards and meditations and affirmations and all these things, and trying to rush and chase the next thing and wanting the next thing, and not remembering that it's about actually living our life and trusting that things will happen, that things will happen for us. We are limited in our 5 senses. We are extension of God. Don't get me wrong. We are very powerful, but yet we don't know the entire story, right? We don't know how things are connected. in such a more complex way. It's not just about us, it's about what's good for everyone and how we can be part of it, and how things can come to us in a way that we can't even imagine, in the most perfect way. And maybe we don't know what we really want, and we are opening ourselves to be delightfully surprised, because the best things in life, it's not what we exactly scripted and wanted and have it. That's wonderful. But what's actually delicious and fun and exciting is when the universe over delivers, over gives you something you couldn't even imagine, fathom to have. And it's just that reminder of like, oh, he didn't forget about me. The universe didn't forget about me. I'm loved, I'm supported, I'm guided, I'm provided for. And this is what I want you to remind yourself, that wanting and expanding ourselves through manifestation is beautiful. But don't forget to love yourself and accept yourself truly, fully, deeply, wherever that is that you are right now. Know that you're exactly where you're meant to be. There's nothing that is off. There's nothing you're doing wrong. It's part of the journey. It's part of you becoming that person you need to become, and the soul you meant to be. And it's not about just having the things. It's about living and making the most of where you are right now. So I hope it resonates with you guys. Let me know if you have any follow-up questions in the comment section in YouTube, or if you're watching me or you're listening to me through my podcast. I would love to hear from your reviews or your Q&A section in the bottom of Spotify. Let me tell you, if you're rating right now this podcast and you are posting it on your social media through stories, and of course, tag me at Effortlessly Abundant Life, I'm going to send you a specific hypnotherapy that is just going to make you truly fall in love with your life again. And remind yourself how abundant and amazing and magical you are actually right now, and deeply connect you to your power, to your presence through your actual living. Because there's nothing more delicious in actually being present fully and where you are right now. And let me tell you, I'm working on something very, very exciting for you guys. So if you're tired of hustling, working hard, especially now that we kind of came back from COVID and you have to go back to your job that you don't like, and you feel that you kind of like business is not taking off, you feel everything is kind of like stuck, heavy. You feel you always need to work hard. You always need to push and grind, and the to-do list is just not ending, and you just feel yourself completely torn apart. I'm preparing something for you that is just going to change the game for you, and it's going to be free. So definitely stay tuned for the announcement. And if you're not part of my Close Soul Cycle, which is my email newsletter, you should definitely join us, because I just send out that meditation where you're just going to love it, because this is going to be a quick 15-minute meditation to really recharge your soul through water and breath work and visualization and so much more. So definitely, if you're not part of it, all of the information is in the keynotes and the description bar below. And also you're going to get my Mindset Up Accelerator for free, which is my routine that I do every single moment that it's just changed my life and really grounded me in my presence, in my magic, in my essence and alignment. And I highly recommend, if you didn't do that, it's completely free. Go ahead, sign up. You have nothing to lose. So another thing that I want to talk about is, let's talk about crystals. Let's talk about incense. Let's talk about all these external things that we hold so much value, and don't understand something very important. Anything external that helps you to, or you rely on, let's put it that way, okay? You rely on to tap into alignment, tap into your power, is a trap. It's a trap. Because again, we don't need anything external. We don't need the sage to clear the air. We don't need the crystals to bring us the abundance. We don't need the, I don't know, whatever you use to manifest, even vision boards on all these things, like all these things we put up so much kind of like effort and emphasis. And this is where we get into this trap where, again, the trick is, and the true essence is to tap into you. Understand that you are the magic, that you are the source of your everything. Everything that you want is already within you. You don't need the crystal. You don't need the sage. You don't need the candles. You don't need the $100 golden bill to bring more money. It's all, I almost don't want to say the word devilish, whatever that is for you. But for me, it's everything that takes me away from God. And God is me inside, in my heart, in my alignment, that I can tap into any given moment. The intention is what are going to give you the abundance that you crave. The intention is going to clear your house. The intention is going to bring you whatever that is that you seek. That is where you paralyze, because you're shifting and you're focusing your energy, and your energy and your frequency is bringing in whatever that is that you want. But don't rely on something external to bring whatever that is that you want. So remind yourself that it's not the tools, it's not the manifestation, it's not all these things. It's always been you and God and source first before anything else. And when you really develop this relationship and trust and deep connection, you don't need anything else, let me tell you. And I'm so passionate about hopefully having more people understand that, because I wish I understand that I don't need the red bracelet that I got when I was learning Kabbalah, or I needed to, I don't know, use certain crystals to bring abundance or fertility or all these stuff. It's always been me deciding whatever that is that I want, tapping into the feeling of having it already right now, being grateful, being present, trusting, letting go, and let God lead me to where I'm meant to be, and not think that I know it all, and not push and kind of control and try to control the outcome, and know there is, and trust truly that whatever God gives me right now, it's exactly what I need. And this is something we need to truly tap into and ask ourselves even more. So I can talk about this for hours, guys. Trust me. And I hope you guys enjoyed this gorgeous view. And you can see me in the back. But I hope you guys enjoyed this quick, I don't know if it's quick, but very important episode. And I hope you guys see where I'm coming from. And again, you could 100% disagree. I would love to have a conversation with you. So definitely let's talk on my social media at Effortlessly Abundant Life. I always love to hear from you guys, and message me, manifest. And we can start a conversation about manifestation and see kind of like where our views are. And I would love to talk about it because I think it's much needed. And as I said, stay tuned for something super, super cool that I'm going to announce very soon. So if you want to be the first to know, definitely join the newsletter at Close Cycle, where I'm going to share with you exclusive content and exclusive access and discounts and really, really cool things that you definitely want to be part of. So guys, I love you. Have a beautiful rest of your day wherever you're watching, and I'll see you next time.